Hello everyone, I am Dr. Praveen Kumar Nadarajan, an alumnus of Government Stanley Medical College belonging to the batch 2011. I scored a mark of 841 in Neet-PG 2018 and secured an All India rank of 40. I would like to share my suggestions on the preparation strategies for NEET examination. Before entering any race, we should know the quantum of competition involved in it. This year's NEET was attended by 1,30,000 doctors, and to qualify for the NEET, you have to score a very good mark and come around 50th percentile, which is you have to be better than 65,000 doctors to qualify for the examination. And to get a very good seat, you need to have a rank of below 5,000, and that comes to 96th percentile, which means you have to be around top 4 of 100 to get a very good seat. So only 4 out of 100 doctors can get a very good seat, and that is the amount of competition involved in NEET. Success in anything always starts with our effort, and our effort in NEET is to be very determined and study consistently and determined not to give up at any time. And then comes the institute effort, which is the platform which always boosts us. These two shouldn't be viewed as separate, rather there should be perfect complementing between these two to get the maximum yield. Many of my friends asked whether the base of knowledge you had in your UG helped you. Of course it did, but don't worry, even if you are uncertain about the base, please be ready to have some extra hard work to make up for that deficit. Don't worry about it, and this race is a very long-term process, and please be prepared for that. Coming to the efforts needed, the first effort is we have to study very consistently. I emphasize the word consistently more than the word study, because in the beginning everyone will be very enthusiastic about studying and start studying, but with time, like few people will be very slow, few people will give up, and few people will slow down, and only very few of them will have the same consistency throughout, and that consistency makes you a winner. And much debated topic in all the time is whether we should have a group discussion or not. I personally didn't have any group discussion, but I'll suggest you to have a group discussion of 1 hour daily for all the tough topics, so that it boosts your memory and you remember it for a long time. Even if you don't do group study for 1 hour daily, you can have at least 3 sessions per week. So 3 times group study per week will do for it. Okay, then if I study one time and if I go to the exam, is it sufficient? Definitely not, because I'll equate studying once and going to the exam to be equal to no preparation and going to the exam. So what is needed here is revision. At least you should have 3 revisions before entering the hall. What is the use of such 3 revisions? First thing is obviously it boosts your memory, it makes you remember stuff. And the second thing you can see in the picture, it helps you correlate between various subjects. There will be few lacuna which will be formed here and there when you study a particular subject, and that lacuna will be filled by some other subject you study later, and you will get a better understanding of this interlink when you revise subjects one by one. So please revise at least 3 times of all the subjects. And I have put this particular picture at top to emphasize the importance of handwritten notes. In the beginning, I was not a very big fan of handwritten notes. I was very reluctant to take notes consistently, listening to classes and writing notes for 8 hours. But with time, I realized the importance of handwritten notes. It's nothing but the palatable presentation of a particular subject which is given by the subject expert. They search for all the important points and all the updates and give you, and your effort is just to take down notes and read it again and again. Have your own handwritten notes, and don't just borrow your friend's note and write, or don't take it for a Xerox and read it. Okay, you have your own handwritten notes ready all the time. Coming to the hours of study required per day, I will suggest you to have a study time of at least 8 hours. By 8 hours, I don't mean the crude 8 hours, like I start preparing from morning like around 8 o'clock, and I finish off my study time at 4 o'clock, so 8 hours I studied. It's definitely not like that. By 8 hours, I mean the 8 effective hours of study. I had a particular app called Save My Time, which tracks my activities whenever I unlock my phone. In the initial time when I was studying 8 hours per day, the crude 8 hours, I was tracking my activities using that particular app, and I was really shocked to see the effective time I studied was only 5 hours, and the 3 hours went in wasting, like seeing YouTube videos or texting or calling. All those unwanted stuff took around 3 hours, which means in 8 hours of study you are studying effectively only for 5 hours, and 3 hours you are wasting. So please have in mind that there should be at least 8 effective hours of study, and obviously every single hour which you put more than that gives you edge over all others, all fellow competitors, and makes you a winner. So you can have at least 8 hours to 12 hours of study per day. And the protocol which I followed was, I attended the classes, took notes, then went to home and tried to read the notes on the same day, and that made my first reading. And when I read the standard textbook, it was my second reading. And what I did was, I just incorporated all those points which were missed in the notes, and I wrote them by the side of the notes itself, and I kept the books aside, and after that I started revising only with my notes. So when I read the notes again, it was like my third revision, fourth revision, like that. So you have to keep updating your notes whenever you get any like new updates or whenever you read your book. And one of the very confusing things is we have 19 subjects to study within a short span of time, and we'll be confused which subject to study for a long time, which subject to concentrate more, which subject we can leave. But I tell you, if at all there is only one thing which can be left, and that particular thing is obviously nothing. You have to study all the 19 subjects with equal efficiency and concentration. You may have some different days of study for each subject depending on the, like long subjects I can study for many days, and short subject I can study in a short period of time, but the concentration and effort for each subject should be the same for all the 19 subjects. Never leave a single subject and never take any subject for granted. This particular thing, which is the mock examination, I personally feel they played a very important role in my success. I attended around some 20 to 25 mock examinations of NEET within this preparation time. And I have to tell a few important things you should know when writing a mock examination. The first thing which I am totally against is writing a grand mock test in your mobile phone. You can write your subject mock tests, or you can see the answers of all the mock tests in your phone, but never write a grand mock test in your mobile phone, and never practice that, because we tend to sleep off in 3.5 hours, or we get distracted by the messages or calls and other stuff. So please don't write grand mock tests using your mobile phone. And even if you write in your desktop or laptop, make sure you don't sleep off, or make sure you don't like lie down on your bed and write. Adopt a proper position and make it simulate your real mock examinations. One thing which I personally realized is, in the beginning I used my laptop for writing mock tests, and I used the touchpad. When using the touchpad, it was kind of difficult to move the mouse here and there, and I felt I lost around 1 to 2 seconds for every single question. 1 to 2 seconds doesn't matter big, but cumulatively if you see, it comes to around 300 to 600 seconds, which is around 5 to 10 minutes. So wasting 10 minutes just to move the mouse around is totally a very big waste of time. And please do practice all your mock tests with a wired mouse and a mouse pad. That will also simulate the real Neet-PG examination. Please buy a wired mouse and always practice with a wired mouse. Apart from the knowledge we gain from mock tests, there are two other things which I gained from mock tests. The first thing is time management. In the beginning, like the mock test, which like the NEET examination which I attended during my internship, I couldn't complete all the 300 questions because of lack of time. And you won't believe this, May JIPMER 2017, I didn't attend like around 80 questions because of lack of time. And I felt very alarmed about the poor management of time, and I started working more on time management, and that's why I wrote so many mock examinations. And you won't believe, in this Neet-PG 2018, I completed the entire examination with 68 minutes to spare. That is more than 1 hour just to go through the questions again and again. And I went through all the questions again for two more times, which is I totally went through all the 300 questions thrice. And that is the advantage you gain by time management from mock examinations. And the second thing which mock examination helps you is, it helps you form a particular strategy. In the beginning, I attended like around 250 questions or 260 questions, fearing about the negative marking. but the score I got and the rank I got was not satisfying. So I was like, okay, let us take calculated risk and push the number of questions to 280 or 290, and I started using the same strategy thereafter. In all the marks which came after that, I scored very good marks, and in many tests I got rank in 2 digits. Like many mock tests where so many people, like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 people attended, I got ranks in 2 digits. That is because of the new strategy which I adopted, and you also can benefit from your mock test. You can also frame your own strategy by attending mock tests. And this particular thing every Neet-PG aspirant will face during this preparation time. We may have family problems, friendship problems, and so many other problems, but I'll recommend you keep all those things in the non-dominant lobe of your brain, and keep your dominant lobe of your brain for only one thing, which is to study, study, and study. One should not go and encroach the other, and there should be a perfect balance between these two during this preparation time to succeed. And I am really grateful to the institute which I pursued, which is ADRPLEXUS, and I have to tell about ADRPLEXUS. Usual coaching, learning and teaching happens in every other institute, but to be successful in anything, there are 3 qualities which are needed. The first thing is the agility, which is the quickness to think and act. The second thing is diligence, which is careful and consistent work. And the third thing is readiness to face any problems and solve any problem. Any particular institute or any particular situation which gives all these 3, gives a mixture of all these 3, will help you to be successful, and that's how I perceive ADRPLEXUS to be. It played a very big role in my success in NEET examination. Coming to the faculties, all the faculties we have are one of the best in their subjects, and they do all the hard work for us by going through all the updates, going through all the standard textbooks, and presenting all the facts in a much palatable way. And all we have to do is just to listen to them for all the class, and we take notes of what they say, try to understand what they say, try to pay more heed to what they emphasize more on. That is the only thing which we have to know. And we will be I feel very sleepy, why they are taking classes for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours continuously. Please remember one thing, it's we who are very passive in this process. It's they who are shouting like hell for 8 hours, 9 hours and spending all their energy trying to teach something to us, and we just have to stay passive and gain all the information which they give and make much use of them. We have to utilize them to the utmost. This particular thing I felt to be very specific for ADRPLEXUS, which is the individual care which we get. I felt it in so many situations while attending classes. Like sometimes someone sitting below the AC will be feeling very cold, and he or she will be posting in the group, "Sir, please switch off the AC, I feel very cold." You won't believe the next moment the AC will be switched off. You don't know who will come and switch off the AC, but it will be switched off, making sure no one else feels uncomfortable without AC. And you can see, oh, how is this related to NEET examination or preparation? This is just one instance. There are so many instances. I believe that how much we study and how much we prepare, how much we mock tests we attend, that is important, and equally the ambience in which we study, that also matters a lot. And a very good ambience is provided by ADRPLEXUS with individual care for everyone, and that's how I felt ADRPLEXUS to be standing apart from all other things. Coming to the exam day preparation, I don't see exam day to be the last, that penultimate day before the exam. I see the last 1 week to be the preparation period for exam day. And what you have to do in this particular 1 week is that no need to fuss about what subjects we have to learn, how much to revise, what one-liners to go through. Don't fuss too much about it. You just have a separate list during your preparation time, and that list should contain all the topics which you feel to be difficult and you feel to be important and you feel you will tend to forget. These 3 class of topics have to be noted separately, and during this last 1 week you just have to go through all those topics alone, because you can go through only that. You can't go through all the 19 subjects in a span of 1 week. So go through all these important topics alone. And coming to the previous day, like everyone says, you need to have good food, you need to have good sleep. Okay, I'll tell you why you should need a very good sleep. Because you need to wake up early on the examination day. You have to take all the things necessary. You have to go reach the examination center, which sometimes will be very far away. You have to wait there for security check, pass the security check, and then go and sit in front of the computer for another 30 to 45 minutes for the examination to start, and then only your examination starts. So there is effectively some 4 hours or 5 hours of time before your examination, and then only you have to concentrate for 3.5 hours more. So it's going to be a very long day, and you need to have enough rest before the exam day to cope up with all this long and lengthy day. And one more thing which I am very specific about is reach the examination hall much before the reporting time, they say. Some of my friends used to mock at me, why are you going to examination hall? Are you going to sweep or are you going to open the door? But I don't care about that, because many things can happen during that particular transport. You may not get a cab, or even if you have a vehicle, it may get punctured, or you need to refill the petrol or something, and you may have some busy petrol bunks around, and there may be traffic jam, there may be some accident delaying your way. So all these things can happen, and that's why it's very advantageous to go much earlier. If they tell the reporting time to be 7:30, please don't hesitate to go there at 7 o'clock itself. Please make sure you wake up early, take all the things needed. That is the most important thing. All the things needed, be it a Xerox of your provisional certificate or your hall ticket, whatever be it, just make sure you take all the important things and then go to the examination hall. Coming to attending the examination, there is only one thing which you need to take care of, which is how to attend the question and reading the question very carefully. Few questions will be like this: all of the following are not false except. What they wanted to ask is nothing but which of the following is false, but there will be so much deflective words which makes you confused and choose the wrong option. So read the question very carefully before attending. Also, you need to know, you have to pay individual attention to every single question and individual respect to each and every question. Be it a tough question or easy question, you need to pay equal respect to every question, because even the tough question carries the same 4 marks and even the easiest question carries the same 4 marks, unlike the previous NEET exams which had psychometric analysis where tougher questions will carry more marks. So please make sure you don't attend any question within 10 seconds, or you don't spend more than 1 minute for a tough question. If you think a particular question is tough but you can solve the answer, you just mark the question for review and proceed, so that you can answer the question later, and rather than wasting time on that particular question. This is the important exam strategy which you need to know while attending the questions. And of course, I suggest you to attend 280 plus questions out of 300, because when you see the right question carries 4 marks, whereas a wrong question carries only -1. So if you attend 20 questions, just to stay at 0 marks, you need to have only 4 questions right out of the 20 questions, and you can have 16 questions wrong. So you have the liberty to choose wrong questions also. So even if you write like 1 question more, like if you get 5 questions correct out of 20, you will get 5 more marks. And so don't hesitate to attend more questions. Try to attend as much questions as possible, and don't leave questions. Few of my friends still regret attending very less questions. I have attended only 250. If I attended more, I would have got more marks. Like that they are feeling still now. So don't do that mistake, particularly in NEET examination. And I'd like to ask you to see this particular video, which is nothing but Rio Olympics 2018 100-meter dash final, where Usain Bolt wins the race. I'll just replay this video. You can see in the beginning, Usain Bolt was in a position of around 4 or 5. But you can see he's progressing consistently. He is fast, he is consistent, and at the end he came first. What I emphasize from this is, the usual myth is slow and steady wins the race, but I'm telling you, in this short span of time, you need to be very fast, and you need to be very consistent. That fast and being consistent will have an edge over being slow and steady. So be fast, be consistent to win the race. That's what you should take from this particular video. This is a snapshot of the final thing, where all people will be concerned who came first, who came second, and who came last. But no one cares about the one who came last, okay? Only for 1, 2 and 3 will be cared so much, but the person who came last will be neglected. But when we look at the time they took, you can see The difference between the first person and the last person is just 0.25 seconds, which is 1/4 of a second. So such a small difference between the topper and the one who came last, and this small thing is what we are working for in all the 9 months of preparation. That is the small edge which you should have, that small extra effort, small hard work, small pains which you have to bear to get to be a topper. Be prepared for that. And yeah, one of my favorite videos is this one. The man in the picture is none other than the famous boxer, maybe we can call the all-time best boxer, Muhammad Ali. You can see he is left off guard in the corner of the ring, and his opponent is trying to punch him so much, but you can see he didn't even get a single punch. That was the amount of preparation and confidence which he had in himself. And what I wanted you to take from this video is our preparation should be so authentic that all the external factors like the exam was tough or the exam had negative marking, service quota, all India quota, reservation, nothing should affect the seat which you wanted to get. You have to get what seat which you wanted, and for that you need to have such an authentic preparation. Of course, take up one idea and make that idea your life in this period of 9 months, and that idea is nothing but study consistently and get a seat. That has to be your life for this 9 months. This particular thing is nothing but I had a very small notebook for noting my progress every week, and when I took the book initially, I stuck a white paper in front of it and wrote target 100. That is because I wanted to score a all India rank of below 100. At that particular time I was like, okay, getting 100 is very difficult, maybe we can keep the target to be 100 so that we will be getting somewhat decent score. But I still have this particular book where I wrote all the my progress of every week. So whenever I open this particular book every week, I felt so much motivated, like okay, we have to be among the top 100, we have to be among the top 100, like that. Every single time I was motivated. What I wanted to tell you is that you need to have self-motivation. Don't expect someone to come and motivate you every time. You have to keep yourself motivated by some other way. And now I realize, getting a rank of 40, I realize that if we set a target and if we work towards it, surely we will achieve this target. Be the target rank 1. Okay? Even if you aim for rank 1 and work consistently towards that, you will definitely score rank 1. That is what I wanted to tell by this. Of course, thank you so much. I hope to see all of you coming with flying colors in Neet-PG next year. Thank you so much. And these are my contact details. And this is Dr. Praveen Kumar Nadarajan signing off. Thank you.